Hey guys, welcome to day two. And yes, it has been all about making connections. It has been all about building the profile and connecting with relevant people out there. So it's been an interesting journey. I think we have been knowing each other from since last Sunday. And today, being on the day two, guys, I just feel like I know you all so much better and connected with all of you even more than ever. How about you? How are you guys feeling? And how was your experience with building connections? How did it feel like, guys, reaching out to people and connecting with them and building that bond to the second level? Since you had already dressed up, made yourself all ready and beautiful for that party we talked about yesterday. So today, since you are in the best of the best outfits for the guys who have optimized their virtual profiles, it is time for you to connect with some right people. So I am really excited to see and read and submissions and taking the amazing questions that all of you have in respect to building your LinkedIn profile and connecting with people, guys. Hey everyone, so just let me know if my audio and video is convenient and easily accessible for all of you. And tell me, how was the day today, guys? It's a Thursday, just kind of middle of the week. And how do you feel? How is the day been so far, so for all of you? Tell me about it, and I'm so damn excited to know. Hi Shubhra, hi Pooja, hi Purnima. I can see some of you guys already tuned in. And tell me, how was it for you to get started with the connection journey? How did it feel like for getting connected with the people and knowing them more and more and more? Okay, till then I'm going to access to some of the comments that are coming in. So just give me 10 seconds. And at the same time, I'm going to drop a message in the group that, guys, we are already live to rock and roll and taking questions from all of you to see how exactly has the journey been for all of you guys. Okay, 1 second. Okay, I am going to, I can see Ravi, I can see Tarun, Tiala. Hey guys, see all of you live. Tell me, how was your experience watching the second video and what was the most difficult part? Was it finding the people or was it writing a personalized message? Tell me, which was the most difficult? Finding people or writing a personalized message? Tell me which one was more difficult, guys. I am so glad to read that, Pooja. Middle of the week, but you made it so interesting for us with the challenge. Absolutely, we had to do it, and that is as much as it excites me. I hope it excites you guys as well. And anything that's challenging, we have a different adrenaline to win it. And I always love to participate in the challenge and give my 1000%. Victory is in the hands that I keep it later, but the whole idea is to just not leave with any regrets behind, because I don't want to think after the program finished and say to myself, oh man, I wish I would have been a little more active and I would have done the challenges. I don't want to live with that feeling. And that's why those regrets are not something I ever have in my life. I always make sure that if it's challenging, I give my 200% or even beyond. Okay, so I see some messages coming in already. Oh my God. Okay. As time just ran off for me, I only had time to watch your video and write to the new person. We'll get to a little tonight. And oh, Roshni, no worries. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna tell you something. For the ones who have submitted, it's okay, and I love you guys for that. But the far ones where the timings have been a little bit of a constraint, I want to tell you, guys, extra points if you have a never give up spirit, and this is only today. So guys, let's say for example, if you weren't able to participate in the challenge and we still see you submitting the challenge later tonight, it is equally awesome. It's equally awesome, guys. So do not get disheartened. Go back, and when you're submitting or sending those connection requests, make sure that you share the screenshots in the Facebook group for everybody to learn from you, for everybody to pick up, and for most importantly, for me to review you guys and make it even better at LinkedIn. Okay, so Chun has to say, does the corporate page able to explore for connections? Not really. So the corporate page can send requests for people to follow the page back. But there is nothing like connection for the company or the corporate pages on LinkedIn. What you got to do is you can send requests for the people to increase followership for your page. Only that's an available option. Okay, so I see for some people, finding people was something which was more challenging, as I see it for Grace. Purnima says writing a message and getting it accepted. No doubt, isn't it? There is a sense of that butterfly tickling in your stomach when you send the message and you wait and you wait and you wait and you wait for your message or your connection request to get accepted. I have in the previous sessions as well, guys, some of you did share about this tickling feeling and the sense of excitement when the connection request gets accepted. It's like you want to dance with joy. There's a huge sense of achievement that you feel like, oh, yes. And let me tell you guys, never let the kid die in you. When you felt like, oh yes, let that just go out and go with the feeling of, oh yes, because these little victories are what motivates us to keep going. And these little victories are something which are small, little footsteps towards our success journey on building a professional personal brand on world's largest professional networking platform like LinkedIn. And with this, guys, reading some more comments, which is writing it. That was the hard part for me. I get it, Rajni. Of course, to make it personalized and making sure that it is good enough for them to accept it, no doubt, turns out to be a hard part. Bala says it was great. So many features we have not explored in LinkedIn. Indeed, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, Bala. Let me tell you, you explored so much, but there's yet a whole lot of ground to explore for LinkedIn. And when you get down to actually building your personal brand, which actually ends up to sell or actually ends up to build a credibility where you can get clientele coming in for you inbound, or where you go outbound, there is so much more that you can do on the platform. But I'm glad, guys, exploring every single bit that was shared with you on the platform to be able to get phenomenal at what you are doing right now. So Rashmi says today's session was really helpful. I have always been a part of the 99% who send connections invite without a personalized message. I do see the merit, but writing the personalized message was more difficult for me. Rashmi, first of all, super love salute for you. Why? Because you accepted what was going wrong and where was that you wanted to make a change. You know, acceptance is just the first step of success and is the first step to be able to build a very strong growth journey for yourself. And imagine if you're doing it in 2020, 2021 is all for you. But with this, guys, 1 second, I just realized probably I can actually access to better internet. So if you see me paused or on hold or all those with funny faces, hold on for 10 seconds and I'm changing my network right now. Okay, guys, I think I'm back with a better network now, and I hope it is even better than the previous one. So going back to your questions, but Rashmi, love you for that. And yes, indeed, I personally also find it is not only about searching, but writing a message is definitely a little more difficult one, because what exactly should you write? How exactly should you write it? Of course, these are more detailed insights, which we do it with our corporate clients, like what is the approach like, how to go about with that approach, and how to be absolutely correct on that approach, because every person is a little too different. Not everyone is outgoing, some is introvert, some is dominating, or some is even towards the side where they're very critical. So different people come from different personality groups, so your messages have to take care of that as well. But don't get scared, don't get overwhelmed. That's on the deeper side of it, but I'm talking more on the side where you at least get started. So I have to tell you guys, now that you have started to send personalized message, it is just a start of an amazing journey of networking. Now let's read the next message, which comes from Roshni, and she says, deciding exactly whom to reach out, maybe overthinking. Yes, Rashmi, I think you're absolutely right here. When we try to think too much, then let me tell you how you can actually come out of this fear of overthinking or something that leads to too much of self critique or evaluation. Is there are 30,000 people that you can connect with on LinkedIn. 30,000 guys, which is 6 times of Facebook. Facebook has a limit of 5,000. So imagine the network that you can build for yourself on LinkedIn. So why be so overcritical about it? Just go out if you are half sure, at least, that they fall under your target group. And later, if you find that's not a relevant connection after 6 months down the line, remove them. It's completely all right, because when you're grooming your connection base and you know there's an upper ceiling to it, you definitely don't want to connect with people who probably may not be an audience who would connect to anything that's relevant to your audience or the product or service you want to sell. And with this, guys, let's see what SF Lam has to say. Great content as usual. Finding the right people was bigger challenge because I am more selective now. Also learned that LinkedIn actually has groups. Yes, it does. Though it's not as active as Facebook groups at all, but indeed it has groups which has high potential people. And guys, if you're able to crack out groups which actually has your potential target audience, let me tell you, magic can happen. Magic can really happen from there. So yes, Keith, both, but finding people probably edges it. Oh my God, really, finding people is something that is, I do understand, guys, but please don't be too much overthinking about it. Get started, get really started. Go wrong a few times, it's fine, because you have an upper ceiling. And it's only when you go wrong, you'll be able to realize what is it that you need to improve on and what is it that you need to get better at. So it's all right to experiment a little bit and get started on a journey and not being so thoughtful about it. Had a tedious time doing some spring cleaning for my connections. Wish LinkedIn had a bulk remove. I do wish it. Trust me, I wish it so much. The spring cleaning feature, I wish that we can tell LinkedIn as a holistic group, LinkedIn, can we do that? Oh man, trust me. When I started my journey, I wish someone told me that, but I had no one to teach me. And with all the experience that I built for myself across the period of 2.5 years, were some of my just top level learnings about the platform. And when these kind of learnings happen, guys, when these kind of incidences happen, I realize, and also to tell you, please don't get intimidated or don't get a feeling of missing out by looking at people's profile who has followership like 50,000, 70,000, 100,000. Check how much of engagement is happening. Just last day, I came across a profile which had around 300,000 followers on LinkedIn. 300,000, guys. And you know what? The engagement levels were like 100, 200 likes per post, or maximum 350 or something. Now, when someone has 300, repeating, guys, 300,000 followership, the engagement level, if I do the math, is 0.01%, and that too on 300 engagement if I'm calculating. What is the use of that engagement, right, guys? What is the use of that engagement? You want to be super careful about it, super careful about it. So please focus on value connection rather than only numbers. Unless Unless, of course, there is one side of the story, which is you are connecting in the personal branding side of it. The number quick grows much faster because there are people who are following you for multiple reasons, because you're sharing content which matters, content which where they can learn. So the audience base can be huge. But however, it is always good to connect. Let's say if I talk about marketing, I would love to connect with the people who want to be marketing enthusiasts, who are already in that space, or who are head of marketing, or even CMOs. And these are my target audience. Of course, as personal branding point of view, but as an entrepreneur, I would like to connect with decision makers, because they are the ones who take decisions of growth mindset, whether what to go, what not to do for teams and companies, and that's where we come in. So you have to have a choice, very tactful there. Let's go to the next comment that's coming in. Copywriting was the hardest. Have no idea. I get it, Yusuf. And then Sneha says, I love the all filter option. Really lets you drill and reach out to the very specific. Absolutely, it does that. Getting the content done is so difficult for me. And that's coming from Grace, where Sneha says, didn't manage to send any invitations, didn't wanted to do it in rush. No worries, Sneha, but I love the intention you have it of sending it. Make sure you do it tonight, because then tomorrow when I'm coming back again on live, I probably may review some of you guys. And Purnima brings up the first question of the day, guys. So it's time for questions. I'm all excited. Just make sure that your profile gets a little more visibility and a little more connection requests. Yes, happening for you guys before anybody else. So Purnima says, I have a question. What makes you accept a connection request? What do you see in a profile to make you want to connect? Let me tell you, one of the most biggest thing that get you to connect with someone is a word which is establishing likability. If you establish likability, there are very high chances that the person will accept the connection request. Now, how do you establish likability? Let me give you an analogy. Let's say you are on I'll take two of my friends probably who I know. Maybe I'll just take, let's just say, I think probably Roshni and Ravi. If you guys are from Malaysia, Singapore, let's just take that as an example. And you guys are meeting each other on the US airport. Let's just say you met them on the US airport, and you want to travel. You guys are going to take the next flight back to Malaysia, and suddenly you bumped into each other, and you found out, okay, you're from Malaysia, and bang, hit. The kind of communication both of you are going to exchange, and the factor of being wanting to spend time with each other, because both are just traveling alone. So when you go back, when you're traveling, then you like to talk to people, you like to engage with them, until and unless, of course, if you don't like, then it's a different factor. But whenever you find that mutual interest of something, whether same country, same school, same university, same company, or same mutual friends, or people they know closely, we also know closely, that establish a very strong likability. That's one way. So if you're able to establish that mutual interest between the people, like when you find someone on a foreign airport, someone from Indian origin, if I will find it on a foreign airport, I'll go like all happy and all excited about it. So that's the first thing. Second thing is appreciation. Acknowledgement is second factor where you can establish likability. So when you appreciate someone, or when you establish a message which says, which is that you come across a post, and then that post talks about probably mindset of 1% of the audience, and that gave you an enlightenment towards something. So when you go in the details of it, hey, I came across your post which was talking about the 1% mindset, and I realized I was not looking at it from this aspect, and you gave me a perception. I'm glad I came across your post in the feed, and thought hitting a connect button, and that gets you an acceptance of the connection request. What doesn't get is a sales pitch. What doesn't get is you trying to introduce yourself, you're trying to brag about yourself, you're trying to talk only about yourself. These are certain ways where you don't get that connection request. So that would be the answer, Purnima, where establishing the first seed of likability helps you get a yes. So let's see it. Okay, my co-founders Chetan and Anil are doing hola and hello to everyone here. So To all of you guys, a big hello and a hi from Chetan and Anil. And let's get going. So Ravi Murthy says, great insights, developing to the next level. Awesome. Is there a limitation to the connection people per day, per month? Okay, Daniel, great question. I should say one of the best so far. So yes, LinkedIn has a limit. Okay, LinkedIn has a limit, and that limit is not declared by LinkedIn. Very smart, right? Super, super, super smart LinkedIn. So LinkedIn doesn't declare the limit, but what it does is it doesn't, if you try to connect with hundreds of people every single day, then LinkedIn feels something spammy is happening. And then it blocks your profile to send further connections, probably for few months, few weeks, or few days, depending on how extensive the activity looks spammy. So in terms of limit, LinkedIn believes in give first. So if you want more connections, limit or quota, then try to be more active on the platform. Try to engage with more profile, connect with more people, like one to one, like a human person, virtual human person. So this is how LinkedIn extends your quota. And when you have built a certain amount of connection, then it also goes on into increase your quota. But if you're very new to LinkedIn, then try not to go all out. The best method is to go progressive. Start with 15 connection requests a day and slowly increment it to make it 25, then 35, and then 50. I think 50 is a sufficient number, then you can go with. But let's say if you want to go even beyond that, I would just recommend be careful on it and go very slow, and sometimes have some cooling period, which is pause for a while and then again send. However, 50 as a brim is good enough, guys, because if you are planning to connect with relevant people, I don't think you want to just get flooding with everything and everybody. So that would be my answer to you, Daniel. Ravi Murthy says, sorry, Kushbu. Ravi, why? Sorry, I didn't get you, dear. So sorry, I couldn't get why exactly. So Rajni says, thank you. It is pertinent. Awesome. Daniel says, should we subscribe to premium account? Now that's a question I can't answer, but I can tell you what exactly happens when you subscribe to a premium account. So it depends whether it falls under the purview of your need. So then you can take a call whether you want to subscribe it or not. So the first thing that you got to do, first thing that you get when you subscribe is, let me tell you, for the premium, is credibility. As much as the feature side of it, and I can talk about 10,000 features, what happens is it gives you a strong credibility on the platform when someone says that they're invested. Because someone, when they sees that you have a premium account, you bring in that credibility, and we know it that the person is a bit more serious than anybody else if they're paying to LinkedIn to be on the platform. So that's the first thing. Second is, of course, if you're using Sales Navigator, it has got some phenomenal features. Like when we work with sales team, when even we work with people who has mindset towards building thought leadership on the platform, Sales Navigator helps them deeply to be able to get in touch with the people who are absolutely there within their target purview. So of course, if you are with these two mindset, you can go ahead and subscribe for premium. But if you are new to LinkedIn and you're just experimenting and you're building up your profile, then I would recommend go for what your features are already there for the free account, because you have whole number of features for the free account, which you just discovered in the last two videos as well. So all of these features you can go out and implement and see how often are you using it. And guys, let me tell you, if you didn't know it, LinkedIn has a search limit on Google, on LinkedIn as well. So let's say, for example, when you open LinkedIn, you were using those filters. If you use it very extensively, after a few days, it will not show you search results of 10 people like it does right now. It will show you only 3, and then it will be gray, hidden, and say sign up for premium to be able to get access to your listing search results. So guys, be careful when you're using all the filters. LinkedIn doesn't give unlimited search feature. It has limited search with no quota announced to anyone. So this is a special thing that only the ones who are coming on live gets to find it out. The ones who did not attend the live, they don't get to know it, guys. So kudos to all of you who are watching it right now. If you are using search feature right now, be very careful. Don't go on wasting your search, because you will end up your quota soon. If you have not been super active on the platform, your quota finishes more faster than anybody else. So be careful on that. So stop being overcritical and start connecting with people. So that would be how I would answer Daniel's question. And then Bala, value connection, yes. So Lechumi has to say, I have a different understanding of LinkedIn. For industries in the service provider, example educator, it is all right to accept open connections. My objective is to bring awareness, personal branding in terms of writing and promoting education and wellness for young children. So Lakshmi, now what happens is, it is like broad audience targeting. So when you are, let's say for example, someone who is dealing with mental health, let's just say, I'll take it as an example here. Mental health is a purview which is applicable to every single professional. If you are giving guidance on how one can start the day with the meditation, how one can end the day with gratitude, how one can go out and spend days with Pomodoro or whatever it is, the mental health technique is applicable to a broader set of audience. That means you still have a target audience. Probably 100 out of 99 people fall under your target audience. You got to see whether you want to start with that 99 or you want to narrow it down further and just target to the CEOs first, which has the highest, let's say, I'll just give you an example. You just want to target the CEOs probably who have a lot of mental stress, or you want to target mothers and who are also entrepreneurs, who are also running business and kids at the same time, because they have so much to multitask and probably their mental health is at the stake the most. So it could be for everyone, it could be for the niche. It's completely your call whether you want to start with broad targeting or niche targeting, because the service is applicable to all of them. Of course, in terms when it happens with personal branding, as I mentioned earlier, that in case when it comes to personal branding side of it, you can go easy on connecting with people, because if your subject matter resonates with large group, it's completely all right to go with a broad technique. But adding every single person, I'm not too sure is relevant or not, because let's say for example, if I have to give, if you are an educator and you are teaching on a particular subject and that subject is not at all relevant to youth, because probably it is relevant to parents who have kids, then I don't think connecting to youth will give you a lot of circulation, from 1 to 3 to 9. I'm not too sure if that will happen with you. So you want to be careful on that. So that would be my say on Lakshmi's input here, Lakshmi. So now let's go further. This is amazing. I just got an accept from someone. Wow, congratulations. I just got an accept from someone I was really doubtful about, except since the profile seemed beyond reach. Super, Rashmi. Kudos, guys. She did it. And let's see at, okay, hey Khushbu, I have a question here. My goal would be grow professionally. Okay, however, I'm not an entrepreneur, founder, or a CXO. Should I keep the connect button or change it to the follow button as what you have mentioned in your video? Since your goal is grow professionally, are you looking for a job change or you're not looking for a job change? Are you looking at a more branding side of it, which is where on a professional level you can build more credibility so that you can get a promotion? Tell me that and I'm going to come back to you. Hey Indraneel, nice to see you watching us. So Indraneel is our alumni from Group 1 and an amazing guy, guys. Check out his profile. One of the most humble persons I have met. Rashmi. So Rashmi has a question. She says, many profiles, though quite relevant, don't have recent posts or articles that you can refer to when sending the invite. So how could one send an invite to someone doesn't know or whose post you can't refer to? Now, there are not everybody who are content curator, Rashmi. So let me tell you, on LinkedIn, there are close to more than 700 million people on LinkedIn. where you have around 1.5% as content curator, and just before COVID it was even less than 1%, I think 0.7%. So if you are a content curator, you actually fall in the group of that 1.5% among that 98-99% people who are not content curator. So definitely the idea of being able to refer to the recent post is not applicable to the mass here. You have to look for other ways. You have to look across internet as well. If there is anything, if the person is your prospect, like in the leads, like in sales, if the person is your prospect, go outside of LinkedIn, check out his Facebook, check out his Twitter, see what he's doing there, and probably he might be active there. There are many people who are not active on LinkedIn, but they're active on other platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and see what they're doing and bring that story here. Or maybe there is an article that came out on them, or internet, there is a news that came out on them. Check out those things. When it is about sales prospecting, go an extra mile. But when it is about general connection, look out on their profile, read their description, see if you can find something where you can start talking about that, or talk about their key strength. Let's say the person is right now into digital transformation, or is a business coach, or let's say the person is running an organization or a company in Indonesia, or in Singapore, and you want to connect with the person. So it could be the country that you can connect over, it could be the business that the person is doing, you can connect over, it could be startup as the keyword that you can connect over. So go beyond the post segment alone. But yes, Ravi, no worries, I understand, it happens. That's very sweet of you. Hey Edward, lovely to see you watching us. So Edward comes again from our last group, and he's an alumni too. So we have next question, which says, hey guys, very soon I'm going to go to the group and review some of the requests that you guys have sent. So quickly taking some last questions for the day. Oh my God, I can see so many comments. Okay. So what is your advice about setting up a LinkedIn business? What do you mean by setting up LinkedIn business? Is it the LinkedIn business page? I will wait for you to reply to come back to the response on that. Edward says, my unique career officer engaged me. LinkedIn invited me to share career tips. Awesome, Edward. Congratulations. You are doing some phenomenal work. So guys, just in less than almost a month or so, Edward has started to receive invites to talk at events, and that's the magic you guys can see if you consistently keep on doing, because Edward was not only consistent during the program, he was consistent even after the program. Congratulations. So he says, guys, it's time you congratulate him. My unique career officer engaged me on LinkedIn and invited me for career tips in January 2021. I don't think it could have happened without being active at all. And yes, so guys, these are some of the benefits, and you're reading it live from the horse's mouth. And let's read what Indrani. Hey Indrani, no, indeed, I have always loved the generosity that you had. Nirmala says, what should be the strategy when looking for job change? What should be the appropriate invite or introductions to the recruiters? By not saying that you are looking out for job. Trust me, you don't want to send an invite request by saying I'm looking out for job to recruiter, because they get thousands of messages on a daily basis which says, hey, hi Chetan, I am from this background and I'm currently seeking out for job. You don't want to do that. That's a complete no. Because first of all, especially during the COVID times, there has been a special need in the market in respect to be able to find job, because we know that there has some hard decisions that has been taken in the market. But how do you stand out is talk about the recruiter, build relationship with that recruiter, and then go to the level where seek out some advice. That, hey, I would love to hear what do you think, whether I was seeking out for advice because I see that you have a very strong background in helping people get their dream jobs, and also I would love to hear what do you think about my profile. If you can spare some words, that could be a way to go. You can ask for some mentorship, you can ask for some feedback. People like to give advice, people like to be mentors, and then probably when you build that kind of bond with them, and then you can say, hey, by the way, even I'm looking out for an opportunity. So if you know someone that can help me out in this space, probably I would love it. And if you build that relationship with that person, probably you don't even have to say it. The person will understand between the lines with your action and with what you have been talking about. So try to build a connection like a human and not like a recruiter. If you don't think the person like a recruiter, your approach will automatically change and go with that method. It takes a little bit of time, no denials on that, but the chances of conversion is very high. But on the other side, when you go direct, there is absolute negligible chances for you to get the job, because I don't say there is no chance, but it's negligible or very, very little. So do you want it to be in a space where it takes a little bit of extra time, but the conversion rate is a lot more higher than to go direct and the conversion rate is absolutely way too little? So that would be a strategy, Nirmala, that I would like to share with you. And okay, yes. So Shuk says it's setting up a LinkedIn business page makes difference. So if you have a business that needs a business page, you must set up. If you don't have a business, no, don't. There is no need to set up a business page at all. It is only in relevance to if you have an incorporation that must have its own branding, then yes. Okay. Lovely, guys. So I have seen some amazing comment coming in, and going forward, I'm all excited to see, have you guys shared in your connections? And I'm going to pick some of your guys' profile to review it, guys. Some profiles only, whose connection request I will review, and you can pick my tips and hints from there and go ahead and apply it for yourself. Time to share screen. Okay, so here I am. That's me. Okay. So Rashmi, I have it from her, just add 38 minutes ago, which is exactly the time when I went live. So right on time, Rashmi. She says, I found your profile while exploring women in leadership on LinkedIn, and while your achievements are nothing short of inspiration with the growth. Nice one. It's a good one. I would love to connect with you on LinkedIn and follow your journey with a chance to collaborate in the future. Not bad. It's a great message, Rashmi. You can go ahead with it. And I came across your profile while exploring professionals in the medical field, and it's been long since we met last in the KPMG. Oh, that's best. You're putting relevance to when you met the person and you're catching back with someone. It is a strong signal of trust. Awesome. Says, I came across your profile during the research on FICCI. That's a trust signal as a group on LinkedIn, and we have met several times during ICP meetings and would love to stay connected with you here. Not bad. Yes, you can do it. And a quick tip on this, Rashmi, what you can do is, if you're associated with some convention and as to if you're associated with some company or you have your own company, let's just say, then you can add your website URL in the signature. If don't be salesy, but can be subtle, right? So what people regards Rashmi, and then in the next line could be www.xyzyourdomainname.com. And that is just a subtle way of putting across what you're great at. Kudos, Rashmi. You could do 3, but you did it. That's the most important thing. But of course, I can see Keith did 5, and let's see what he has to say here. Andrew, I came across your profile while searching for recruiting consultant, and I see your main focus is financial and accounting, plus your experience release. It is nice, but at the same time, it has a little bit of feeling of bot. Now, let's say, for example, if I say that if I set up a bot and it says that just fill in a few things where the profile is specializing in which category and take up one word from the headline or something. Imagine it's the essence of Keith is missing as a humanized person. I just feel that the message can go a little more humanized by, talking about something very specific on this profile that you noticed, and not a little generic. I see your main focus is finance and accounting in blah, 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 maybe the company name or maybe something else, but it helps a lot. Excuse me, guys. But so this is great, which is through Malaysia Tyler, and that is a nice This is not a bot message at all. It doesn't look like one. It looks like it's absolutely real. What you have done and achieved is really, I respect what you do, and I would be pleasure to connect. Lovely. This is a great message. You can save keywords, like you have a limit of 300, right? You can save with good evening. I mean, it's not necessary to write good evening, because you don't know at what time of an hour the person is reviewing your message. So for that reasons, you might want to just ignore the greeting side of it, especially when it comes to good evening and all. Okay. I came across your profile while searching for recruiters and consultants. See, I'm not sure, Keith, if you're looking out for a job and that's why you search for recruiters, because why would you search for recruiters? Then this is not the way to go, because the mindset is automatically out, which is you're looking out for recruiter probably because you are looking out for job. What happens is that when you tell a recruiter that you are getting in touch because you searched them, it somehow says that yes, the objective is quite clear. So you want to be careful there, the psychology side of it. So you can actually say that I was looking out for something else and not the recruiter side of it, which is someone who is talking about people, someone who's talking about something which is related to HR space or recruitment space, but not directly in it, because your motive might come out between the lines very clearly. Okay, so Ravi here is helping CEOs and business owners to increase their effectiveness and take their organization to greater heights. Helping CEOs and business owners to increase their effectiveness and multiply their revenue, probably, because when you say greater heights, it is not measurable. So if you can have a measurable matrix, Ravi, there, it actually helps a lot. So probably you want to check out that. In terms of the cover, I think probably the guy in white is you, which is great, of course, but you might even want to put some message out here, something which is, if it's your team, then you can put out it's your team. If it's your client, you can talk about your client, or you can put some call to action, or you can say follow me for more growth tips and hacks, something, use that space. Okay, so here comes Tarun's, and I noticed you were a member of APAC Digital Transformation Group, and I have put request. Although we were already connected, I didn't get a chance to. This is nice. This is very nice. Like, going back to your already connected audiences and realizing they were good people that you missed out on building bonds with. You can say, hey, it took me a while to come back and say a first hi to you, but I noticed we have been connected for a few weeks or months already. Taking this as an opportunity when I noticed you in the APAC Digital Transformation Group, and then go ahead. So this is great, Tarun. I hope we connect, and you guys can also do this as you go forth with it. So lovely there. Rajni, okay, the day 2 challenge. Let's see what's happening on the day 2 challenge. So he says okay, this is a message that you're sending it in the international meetings review group, your upcoming webinar on selecting schedule for this. I am looking forward to. Oh, wow, this is superb, Rajni. This is wonderful message. So not talking about the person, but talking about something they're participating in gets the highest conversion rate, guys. If you talk about the live seminar or something that they're working on, or something that they are participating in, they're like, yay, wow. And see, she got a response. 3:15, she sent a message, in 3:16, the response is here already. And this is how you want to do it for yourself as well. This is phenomenal. It was great meeting you at ICPB. Looking forward to see. Lovely, exactly. So this is again taking human connection offline to online to on to again. I'm sure Rajni wants to have a chat and take it further. So it will be further going deeper in the relationship. But see, she reached out group CEO of any company, let's just say. But it's amazing if they are responding her in no time, like in minutes, and that's super. And now, good morning, good evening. It would be great to get connected with you and discuss revival of the Indian pharma industry. This is impactful and kickstart the medical event. Lovely. It seems like she is more into collaboration. She believes in growth, and she even has an objective in mind to connect with the person. But At the same time, revival of the Indian pharma industry, that is great to impact to kickstart a medical event for future. My area of interest as a convention leader. See, Rajni, till the time where you mentioned about to discuss the revival, I think that was great because it was more. It didn't put out too direct that you have an event and you want to talk about event. So what happens is, let's say if they are not in the mindset of the event as much as you are, so bringing them towards the same level of mindset, which of course if you were sure that they too want to do an event and you had sent this message, then perfect. But let's say if that was not the case and you were somewhere where you want it and you're not sure whether they want it or not, then this was a great start where you talk about the revival of Indian pharma industry. And the method of revival is an event which you could have done over a Zoom call, which could be a next message where you just revival of the India farmers. So thought of just connecting and hitting an high and see how we can go forward with it. And then when the reply comes in, you hit on to schedule a Zoom call and go further on discussing it. So that would be my take here. It would be fantastic and discuss the revival of the and improve the kickstart a medical conside. Same feedback here, Rajni, and it is we share our interest to get back to the exhibition industries back on track here in India, part of the Indian Mindset. I would love to connect. Thanks for connecting. Indeed, the entire exhibition is eagerly to get back. Indeed, indeed. So that's a lovely message as well, because you're talking about growth and revival of a certain industry which has been heavily impacted by the COVID times. So that was great message, Rajni. I should say those were some amazing messages. So SF Lam, let's see what he has to say. Okay, those are few message all together. Okay, I came across your profile while visiting Magic. Okay, not bad. Great work organizing. It will be a pleasure to connect with you. This is nice because you told where you came across. Congratulations again to the leading team effort in getting Claviat Malaysia to be the most popular employer. Okay, superb. Not bad. Not bad. And then came across your profile browsing through a recent testimonial through achieving. Really admire your dedication and attention you put in your role. Superb. I think those are good message. Congratulations on being part of the claim. Nice. I quite like it. These are good ways because you're celebrating someone's success, and if that's the way, it's really nice. I came across your profile, your podcast, and introduced you through the YouTube of my play and the properties. And when I asked who are the best people to follow, love the short form and quality content you produce. Lovely message. Malaysia property YouTube presenter. Okay, I'm not sure who he is, but I definitely would like to check his content. Thanks for introducing me to him. But Brian, yes, it was great approach. I quite like the approaches, almost all of them. So Sharmini, here is your profile, and it was missing yesterday. It should have been there yesterday, but yes, better late than never, and I've always believed that. So let's look at it. So now the most difficult part is, let me just see which one is the before and which one is the after. So I don't know which one is before and which one is after, Sharmini. I'm just guessing this one is the after one. I'll take a guess here. So the second one is the after one because it just looks a bit more detailed. And I have professionals articulate their thinking. Okay, I'm trying to read it, which is really difficult. Can't expand further to this. Articulate. Okay. I help professionals articulate the thinking for better business results in high state situation without burning out business, without burning out influence. Okay, I'm trying to read through it, Sharmini, but it's a little difficult. So grow your articulation, influence, and well-being and optimal performance. Okay, so I kind of don't mean, of course, you have tried to frame a verb statement, but I'm finding it difficult to understand what exactly do you do. So you want to relook at that and whether check what exactly is the service that you're offering here. And the cover photo, because black and on that orange, the font is too, I think the impact of the font is not coming in, especially because it's all uppercase. Maybe you can have a combination of uppercase for the important words and the others can be on the lowercase side of it. I do see that you have featured segment, which is nice to have it, but I'm wondering whether they bring in right call to action to you. Please take a look at that because that is very important. So that would be my quick input on your profile. But your profile pic is very nice, I would say. I like the smile, and I like the I like the way where you are putting across your face very, very vibrantly well. And so that's good. And the cover photo is much better than the previous time. But the word, because the background is too dark and the text on it is not very clearly visible, for eyes it's a little bit of tension that happens. So go out and try a few more other cover designs. I think you'll find something better. Guys, as we are almost hitting close to the end of today's session, I'm going to quickly scroll down and see. Okay, this is 8 hours ago. I remember I reviewed your profile. Okay, you've come up with the more better suggestions, and here is your feedback on, okay, LinkedIn banner. I like it. It's so much better. Improve health through personal. Yes, that is so much better. It's indeed when but I would just say the color side of it, when this one, the color is very good, very good. This one doesn't have those nice colors, so the text is stronger here, the colors are stronger there. So maybe you would like to go for that. Just one thing that I have to say, that in this, the readability of your content is very good, very good, very, very good. All you need to do is probably have some food on the left, right of the photograph, and in the center a bit of a white space. So I'm not sure how much of designer element can be there, but this photograph, the line is not nice. So probably you go with this design, which is on the right side, but try some other photograph in the background. Okay, just very quickly, I think there are a few more, which is, dear friends from Salt&Pepper Grow 5, here's the upgrade to my profile. Feel free to comment. Okay, about section before and after. Oh, wow. Just imagine, guys, earlier it was just 2 paragraphs, and now he has written so much about himself. Clap, 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 clap. Great work, great work. So many keywords are now there in your profile. Superb. Before featured segment, okay, when I have to say, I love the way you are expressing yourself and making things so easy for me to understand. Lovely. Partner with CEOs and make them great. Very simple, very easy to understand. Call to action. Your profile pic, it was already good, so great that you're keeping up with that. Executive coach, lovely. Management consultant, leadership development, seeking dynamic entrepreneur to embark on a transformation to discover magic for growth. The help statement, which is they're seeking dynamic, seeking, you don't want to seek. See, you are in a position where you should be on the power position. So not seeking, but helping. CEOs can be a better way to go, or empowering CEOs can be more powerful way of putting across your message. So maybe you want to change that word or rework on that word a little bit. And here's my day 1 challenge. Okay, this one is done already. I do remember I missed out something in the scroll. I think I missed out this. Okay, awesome, Pooja. Let's review this. I came across your profile while looking for real estate, and I was looking through your profile and I found it very attractive. Okay. It could be better. It really could be better. I came across your profile while looking through the precedent hashtag and heard your company and seen your work. It's wonderful. Heard your company name dash, put the name, seen your work at XYZ, and that is the trust signal that you want to add, unless you put in those things. Otherwise it just seems too generic. It just seems like it's kind of a bot message and has no personalization involved in it. I came across while real estate and great pay. Still, I would say my feedback is exactly the same. Love for animal. Okay, yes, this is nice. Sabah has love for animals, and this is a much better message than as compared to any other. While looking for founders. No, don't do this, guys. Don't do this. Why exactly are you looking for founders? Founders are being chased because they're decision makers, and they are the ones who are looking out for who are probably the highest paying powers and the decision makers. That's why probably. So do not use this method like of searching, because I know I shared about this method, but it's not applicable or copy pasted and all. Like when you're searching for recruiters, the name absolutely puts across that why exactly would you search for recruiter. Founder, no, don't do that. But if you put the expertise, like the product the founder is doing, let's say they have something about they are into SaaS, they're into sales, or they are into automation, let's just say chatbots or something, then you can say you search for a service and then came across their profile, not founder. I'm going through a profile and I looked through the founder for real estate and I read you were a lawyer and turned yourself into an entrepreneur. This is nice. This, all of this last line and personalization is great, but don't, and I see the request has been accepted. Superb. That's lovely, because Arvind has gone and responded to you as well. But please try to avoid the pick where you use those words. You want to be super careful there. Okay, so there it's how says, I just came across your profile while I was looking through health. Yeah, that's okay, health tech, because if the person is offering some service in health tech, that's nice. Strong interest in AI, digital, and grow my business. Not bad. This is still okay. I came across you while looking for health tech, and I noticed you have a strong interest in AI, entrepreneurship, and growing business in APAC region. Amazing businesses under your arm, and I would like to keep in touch and grow together with you, or something. Could have added more like that. It's an exact copy, of course, with a startup as an hashtag, and but little bit of personalization. Startup, and I notice you run a company which is XYZ, and you have a strong interest in entrepreneurship, and you have a strong base in Malaysia, Singapore. Means have a little bit of more personalization that is involved here, right? I just came across your profile on the recommendation list. That's nice. I noticed you have a strong interest in AI and digital health, and I used to work with big. Oh, that's nice. This is good. This is good. This is good. Which is establishing a mutual interest in the companies, and that builds a lot of credibility. So this would be my quick say on what how has done so far. So with this, guys, almost stopping share, and I've reviewed some of the most amazing things that I've come across. And let me just quickly, referring to my question. Okay, Saya says, referring to my question, this is an explanation. I'm not looking for a job change, just want to establish connection with people that are relevant to my career field and grow my network, but would definitely love to explore more if better opportunity is presented. I get it, Saya. Now it's well explained, but just try to look for alternative methods and it helps. Hey, lovely to see all your messages, guys. Ravi, Keith, Lam, Grace, Rashmi, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Pooja. Hey, Darpan. So Darpan is also an alumni who's tuned in. How's your journey going on? And Darpan, lovely to see you sometimes active on the platform as well. But at the same time, I hope you're doing great and keeping up well. But thank you so much, guys. And we're almost wrapping up for today's session. And with lots of love and lots of things on hold, guys. Tomorrow is the day 3, which is going to be all about curating the right content. I know there will be so many of you like, right content, man, that's the last thing I want to do. I hate creating content. I can't write, I can't express, I can't do videos, I can't do carousel. These are some things which are so natural, and I have felt each one of them, guys. I have been in that mindset. I have been in that space for such a long period of time in my life. I can't tell you. I used to hate creating content to a level that I used to believe I can never do it. And I know it's too hard for all of you guys to believe right now, because you see me creating content so much on the platform. But trust me on that, guys. I have been in that space, and it's my journey. A little bit of what you will see in your day 3 video, guys. Absolutely. I've shared some wonderful things of why you should do it, what you should do it, and if not, then what's the alternative to it. But with this, closing up for today's session, and at the same time making sure that everything that you're doing, make sure there's an extreme amount of action that's happening. Make sure that you keep the enthusiasm as high as possible. So there is a challenge, there are winners going to happen. Companies, I think we have bench of experts from so many amazing companies. Oh my God, what do not think I'm 100% sure, guys. So we have leaderboard already created, which you can see in the group. And guys, we have seen leaderboard go upside down just with the day 3 and day 4 engagement. So do not worry if you don't see your name in the leaderboard as yet, because with your last moment efforts as well, everything can change and everything can just absolutely be different. So with this, guys, a quick tip of the day is your success, your fate is in your hands. Don't let others drive it unless They are the mentors. But still, always make sure that every single effort that you put into your growth, it will show results. Not today, not tomorrow, maybe day after. Be patient, and you will see some phenomenal things on the other side. With this, of course, thank you so much for tuning in today's session. Very soon, you will get access to the day 3 video as well, guys, in the dashboard, and you can enjoy the video of day 3. And guys, if you haven't submitted the challenge, which I know you haven't, many of you, it's still, you have got time to do it. Do it, 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 guys. Don't. I know I might seem a little naggy and I'm like too much talking about do it, but unless you do it, you will not see the results. You will not see any growth or anything. You subscribe for it, you committed for it, so why not just do it now? And now that you have a beautiful community to support one another, why wait? Then you can, which, why wait when you can do it today? So please spare that movie, spare that extra time, do a little bit of hard work, and go and rock it. Bye bye, guys. Till then, take care. Sayonara.